I am excited to talk to you because the last time we chatted was 2020. It was
Wow.
quarantine diaries, and you were sleeping with a jar of Vicks vapor rub by your bed. You said
Yes.
to make sure you could smell. And I was like,
Yes.
ugh, what a time.
Yes.
So I am excited to hear about the things that are, you're fueling your life now. That's not anything COVID related. I'm excited to get away
Because at
from
the
that.
time I hadn't had COVID. I did end up getting it once, but at the time I hadn't had it. Now, when I travel, I just carry a COVID test with me.
Mm.
I do carry a COVID test with me just because, just in case.
Yeah.
I always want to know if I'm okay. Um,
Fingers crossed. But the other thing, it's funny that sticks out to me from that conversation. It plays in my head often. I'm sure I was single then. I'm definitely single now. But I had said, you told me you were playing this game, what, Werewolves and Villagers, and you play it late
yes.
because you had friends on the West Coast. And I said, Gail, but you're getting up so early. Do you get enough sleep? I was very concerned for your sleep. And you said, single people like to do things, Erin. And that plays in my head. And I'm like, I need to get out. Single people do things, Erin. So that plays in my
Yes, you need to get out and do stuff.
head.
Need to get out and do stuff.
Okay, so
I know.
getting down.
I'm still
Oh,
saying, Erin, I'm still single too. Lucky us, lucky us.
it
Here we
is.
go.
Do you feel I'm trying to get there? I had a very interesting experience last fall. I was sad and then I feel like something very God sent happened and I got happier and felt that I shouldn't settle. But do you feel good about being single? I try most of the time to feel
No,
good
I,
about.
I feel, listen, I don't feel bad or good. I just feel this is what it is.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I still believe life is better when shared, but I don't sit around and go, oh, I'm single. This is so horrible, because that's not how I feel. I have a really great life. But
Yeah.
would it be great to have somebody to share it with? Yes, absolutely. Just this morning, Jerika Duncan suggested we should do a Gale, because we have a music competition right
Mhm.
now on CBS Mornings for the song "I Can See Clearly Now the Rain Is Gone." To have somebody pick somebody who may end up, doing it for us on air. So
Mhm.
she said we should do a dating thing on the show, and Nate and Tony screen guys for you and your children, your son and daughter, and Nate and Tony screen guys,
Yeah.
and then the people vote, and then you go out on dates. I go, anybody who would do that isn't somebody that you think you'd want as a partner. They go, no, no, no,
Mm.
Jerika, you have to open your mind. You have to open your mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'll just keep. There must be another way than a nationwide. Let's find a man for Gale on CBS Mornings. There must be another way to do this.
It's so funny you say that because they say the best way is like if your friends introduce you to people. But anytime I ask my friends, they go, "Oh no, I don't know any good ones, or if they're good, they're married." And I go, "Oh." So
I
I have
know.
fantasized about a USA Today wide search, sleepless in Seattle style, right? Like it's like, do you want to meet
You
me?
have you fantasized about it? Wow.
I have
I know
fantasized because it's
friends
like,
always say, listen, this is what we do, Erin. You just put it out there, put it out there, put it out
yeah.
there, and it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. But Jerika is very hot on this idea that she's now discussing it with the executive producer, Shauna. I'm like, okay, y'all. Okay.
Well, maybe Tom Brady will enter. I saw that the joke that you made that you were a couple, and I was like, I'll ship this couple. I will. I'll ship
the
it.
the good
But
thing is
okay.
that Tom Brady has a great sense of humor, but he's also a very nice guy. Very nice
And
guy.
he's
He has a
not bad
great
on the
sense of
ice
humor.
scales. Let's state the obvious. He's not bad on the
Oh,
ice.
no, 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 no. He's gorgeous. He's more than not bad on the eyes. He's gorgeous and just really, really terrific. I like him a lot, actually.
What are your essentials currently?
In terms of, let's
What
see,
is so the essentials
music.
is for, yeah,
Music is a big essential for me.
yeah.
I
What
love, love, love music of all kinds.
is there
Um,
a certain playlist? Like, do you have a summer playlist? Is there an artist you're really into right now or an album?
I don't have a summer playlist, but I love Gracie Abrams. I've
Mm.
been listening to Gracie. Have you listened to her?
I have listened to, yeah, a little bit.
I
Yeah.
like her. I like her. I was waiting for Megan Maroney's album to come out. It did not disappoint. Really big fan of hers. Missy Elliott is coming to Brooklyn for, she's on the road, and so somebody
Mhm.
said, we should go to the concert. I love Missy Elliott from back in the day, and my musical taste is all over the place. That's one thing I really enjoy. I love I can't even explain to you how much I love music. I'm trying to figure out how I can see Taylor Swift on the road. I've already seen the Eras tour, but people say you should see it in a foreign country. I'm trying to figure out how I can do that, or just be at her last show in December. But
Mm.
I want to see the Eras tour one more time
And when you
because
think,
now she's got new music. She's got new
yeah,
music.
and when you think about
Fortnite, yes, I want to hear her sing that with Post Malone.
when you think about music, is it like it fills your soul? It's like you have to dance. Like, what do you think that it is that you love about music so much?
Because it really is a happy place for me. You can be in a terrible mood and a good song could come on and can instantly change things. And there's sometimes
Mm.
the music is so good it literally makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck. That I'm just so, it happened to me with Andrea Bocelli, Time to Say Goodbye in
Mm.
Italian.
Che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con
I
te.
didn't even know the lyrics, but there was something about his voice and the music that just I walked into a restaurant. They were playing it and I said, "What song is that?" They go, "Oh, we don't know." And I said, "No, please, who is running the music? I must know whose song that is because this was years ago when I first heard it." And I became like a dog with a bone trying to find out what is the name. This was before Shazam. I said, I must find out the name of that song. Luke Combs, the other day, he has a song, Where the Wild Things Are.
I love that
Isn't
song.
that a good song?
Oh, I love that song.
Never sleep when the sky goes dark. Out where the wild things are.
Now, my 2-year-old grandson, Luca, who's going to be 3, loves it because of the title of the book, Where the Wild Things Are. So
Hmm.
for him, he just heard the song. But when you listen to the words of that song and the way that it ends, before you know it, you're like, oh no,
I
it's
know
not
the
supposed to
brother.
end this way.
I
I
know.
love that song. I love
I
that
know
song.
because the excitement and he just wants to be out there. And
Yes.
then, but yeah, no, it's a great song. Do you have a book on your nightstand? Are you reading anything currently? Love any authors?
I have so much work, so many books that I have to read for work,
Hmm.
um, that it's so hard to have books that I just want to read myself. But somebody just recommended Evelyn Hugo's book about 7 husbands, and I just ordered that. I haven't read it yet. Let me find it because I intend to read that because my friend Felicia was raving about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but between reading all of Oprah's book club selections and what I have to do for work, like the last book I read was Nancy Pelosi's book because she was
Mm-hmm.
on. Her book's very good, by the way. It takes you behind the scenes. It opens with the horrible attack. I'm looking for Felicia's because I just ordered this book. It opens with the terrible attack on her husband and
Um,
stuff that you don't think about, Erin, that the fact that her oldest son, Paul, had to go and clean up,
mm-hmm.
you don't think about that kind of thing. You think that he survived and that he's okay. The 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That's my next step because my friend Felicia was raving about it.
Perfect. Yeah, I spoke with Nancy's daughter did that documentary for HBO about the insurrection. That was a very interesting conversation to
Yeah,
have.
I saw that. But in Nancy's book where she's just talking about uh, you know, just think about this. She went from housewife to house member to Speaker of the House. That's pretty extraordinary. She had 5 kids in 6 years and 6 years and 6 days. Also extraordinary. I mean, and, she didn't get into politics until she was over the age of 40. So
Mm.
her book is really good, where she's talking about her career. That's the last thing I read, and I did that for work.
Do you
But
have
I enjoyed reading it.
do you have any comfort TV shows, or is there a movie you love that when you see it on, you have to watch it?
Oh, I love Sleepless in Seattle.
Isn't it? It's so good. It's
I,
so good.
I was going through my divorce at the time of Sleepless in Seattle,
Mm.
so I had a lot of, how shall you say, uh, open, raw nerves. But
Mhm.
the music in that movie really gets to me, and I love Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan together. But that movie has a special place in my heart. I love that movie.
Mm. Mm. So Nora, does it get better than Nora Ephron? No.
No, it does not.
Mm.
It does
Okay, so
not.
we kind of touched on this earlier, but is romance is not necessarily an essential for you, it seems.
I don't want to say I don't I don't want to say essential because I have a lot of love in my life. I have a really good life in
Mm-hmm.
terms of uh, the great friends I have. I actually love my job and the people that I work with. I'm so proud of, my son and daughter and the human beings that they've turned out to be. So I think my life is really good. So I don't like to say romance is essential, but I do think that love in your life is essential in
Mm-hmm.
whatever that means to you. I think love is very essential in a life.
And for a single girl, this is like a selfish question. I wanted that romantic love. I feel for a long time, but now I'm like you said, appreciating the things. When do you think it clicked for you that like you didn't need that like romantic love in order to be happy? If you ever had that thought, maybe you
Well,
didn't.
I never thought of it like that. I don't have this thing
Mm-hmm.
about I don't need romantic love to be. I don't look at it like that because I think romantic love is a really important part of life. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to discount that. No, I don't need it. I'm not saying that. I think it would be very lovely to have, but I'm not walking around saying I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't feel that.
Are you? I know they're maybe doing something with the show, but are you dating now?
Nobody that's worth mentioning.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, Gail! I hope they see this
they're not going
video.
to
I'm just
agree
kidding.
with that comment.
That is
No,
so funny.
nobody that's worth mentioning. Let's just say, Erin, I am alert and available.
That's the best.
Yeah, you could say
That's
that.
the
She is
best description.
alert,
That's so
she is
funny.
alert, and she is available.
You mentioned saying it.
But I'm single, but I don't feel lonely. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't feel that.
You mentioned making it known, whatever, to be single before. I interviewed DVF, Diane von Furstenberg, and she goes, "Are you married?"
Yes.
I said, "No, I'm single. And if you know anyone," and she said, "Oh, I bet they're lined up around the corner." I was like, "No, come on, DVF, come through with some sort of eligible bachelor." But
And what did she say? See,
no, no, she,
people just assume, oh, they're lined up around the corner or
yeah.
you're beating them off. I just think that there are a lot of nice people out there, nice single people out there, and we're just crossing each other in the night, assuming, oh well, I know he must be taken. I know
Mhm,
she must be taken. And
mhm.
really, you have to start a conversation and just say, hi, how are you? When people said, how does anybody get to you? I said, well, the first thing they can say is, hello. Let's start with that. Let's start with that. Hi, Gail. Let's start with that.
I love that. I recently saw your conversation with Oprah and Melinda Gates, and you're talking about friendship and how essential it is. So I assume you mentioned all the different variations of love in your life. How essential is friendship for you?
Well, listen, I think friendship should be essential to everybody.
Mhm.
You know, uh, Women in particular, really, I think it's very important to have at least one great person, one great girlfriend in your life who will tell you the truth, who has no agenda. I know a lot of people, but when it comes to friends, true friends, that group is very, very small.
Mhm.
So friendship is definitely essential, but that ought to be essential for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think it seems from, what you and Oprah say, like you talk about everything and you talk about nothing. And she
Yeah,
talks about how you're such a mother, sister, friend for her. I mean, you would hope that everyone could have that sort of connection with someone.
I don't think it's hard for women. I think it's much harder for men. I've had male friends who will say, "Oh, my friend's going through a divorce," and I'll say, "Well, what happened?" I go, "I don't know." What do you mean you don't know? You didn't ask them? Well, they said, "Well, I figured if he wanted to tell me, he would tell me." I go, "Oh my God. But you guys were just out playing golf. You didn't ask the whole time?" No. I don't even understand that.
A comedian has a very specific joke exactly about that. She's like, "But you were with him. You didn't ask how he is?" No, no.
Yeah, thinking if he wanted me to know, he would tell me.
What is essential for health and wellness? Is there anything that you do, meditation, working out, and anything you have to do?
Um, I do work out. It is interesting. I pay more attention to my health than ever before.
Mm.
I am COVID vaccinated up the wazoo. I stay on top of the COVID vaccines. I'm still getting that. I'm still taking, all the tests that you can take to make sure your health is good. Like I had my physical and they said, you know, blood pressure, all that, everything, bones, everything is good. They said, you have the body of a 40 something. Well, that's good. The only thing
Yeah.
that lets me know that I got issues are my knees. My knees still give me problems, but health is essential. Working out is very essential for me.
So what do
I'm
you
fine.
do
I
for
do
working out?
cardio. I do the treadmill and the elliptical, and now I've incorporated more weight and strength training because I
Mm-hmm.
know that that's very, very, very important for the boneses. So I've now
Mm-hmm.
incorporated more strength training. When I check into a hotel, I want to make sure is a gym 24 hours because I'm on different time zones. So when I'm on the West Coast, it is not unusual for me to be in the gym at 4 o'clock because for me it's 7 o'clock here.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to check in places. These are my essentials in a hotel room.
Yes.
A bathtub. I've gone into a room, a gorgeous suite, and they don't have a tub. I'll call down to the front desk and say, "Is there another room where you could move me to?" Because I like sitting in a tub. I like lots of bubbles sitting in a tub. So essential is the tub, the 24-hour room service, because you
Mm.
never know when you want to have a French fry, and the gym, 24-hour room service, and a tub.
And then, in the bath, are you decompressing? Like what is just relaxing? Do you have the music? What do you what's relaxing?
Well,
What do you like?
Erin, this may not surprise you, but I have a TV in the bathroom. So I'm sitting in the
That's
tub and I'm watching TV.
that is so good. How big is the TV, Gail?
And it's not a small TV, it's a good sized TV. I'm not
That's
going to say
amazing.
it's a giant ass screen, but it's a nice size. I don't have to squint to watch it. It's a nice
What's
size.
what's the last thing you watched? Is it evening news? Is it Housewives? What are you watching in there?
All of it, all of the above.
That's
I've watched.
amazing.
This morning uh, I was watching CNN because I wanted to see all Abby Phillips on CNN.
Mm.
I tape her and I watch her in the morning. And there was a lot of news about the selection of Tim Walz, and I love the show that she does. She has Republicans, she has Democrats. I think she's so fantastic at what she does, and I think she just commands the table. And I love watching her, and I love seeing the different points of view. So that's what I actually was watching. That's the last thing I watched before I left the house this morning. If you must know, that's what it was.
We do.
Because she comes
My
on late, so I record it and watch her.
Before you have to go, I want to talk about the Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover, which you
Oh,
playfully
I
showed
just
before.
happen to have right here.
Yeah, let's pick it up. Let's see.
I just have shoot, if I lift up the camera, listen, this is how bad it is. I'm gonna lift this up to show
Yeah.
you. Look,
Oh, Gail, that's good.
isn't that good?
That's
Just to remind myself that hey, I was on the cover of Sports Magazine.
Gail, that's
Um,
amazing. What were your essentials for that shoot? Did you have any, was there anything that went
Courage,
into that shoot?
courage.
Courage.
Yep.
Yes.
Because when they asked me, I honest to God thought I was being punked. I didn't think that it was serious. But MJ Day, who's the editor in chief, and the photographer Usai were so great. They made me feel so comfortable. She even said, I said, "Oh God, do I have to lose weight?" And she said, "I don't want you to change a thing. I want you to
Mm.
continue to do what you're doing." So the night before, I had a room service cheeseburger, and it was delicious. So I went down and I was ready, and I just followed their instructions. That's what I did. I just followed their instructions. I was very flattered. I'm 69. I'm on the cover of Sports Illustrated magazine. That still is sort of shocking to me. But I had consulted with my kitchen cabinet, which would be favorite son, favorite daughter, and Oprah. What do you guys think? And because I didn't want to look silly. I didn't want to
Mhm.
look silly. And when they came out, and also I wasn't supposed to be on the cover. I was an inside shot, and I was thrilled with that. And then the pictures came out, and they went, "Oh, let's think about this." So I was thrilled. It was a great experience. A great experience. I'm
I
still
love.
flattered and honored that they asked me to do it.
And what did your perfect son and perfect daughter and Oprah say? What did the kitchen cabinet say when you talked
I
to them?
didn't say perfect. I said favorite.
Oh,
There's a difference.
favorite. Sorry.
Yeah,
Favorite daughter and
yeah,
favorite
because
son and
they
Oprah.
are
What did
not
they say?
perfect. In fact, I'm a little irritated right now with one of them. So they're not perfect, but favorite. No, they were like, go for it, go for it,
I love that.
go for it.
Okay.
Oprah's position was, I said, I think this could be so fun. She said, well, you and I have different ideas of fun, and she's right about that. She's right about that.
That's so
Her
cool.
idea of fun is, sitting under a tree with a good book. My idea of fun is like, we'll be somewhere. I go, don't you want to go out and explore the town? She said, it's going to look just the way it looks in the pictures. I go, well, I want to get out there and see it. So she's right. She and I have different ideas of fun, but she thought it was great. She thought it was great.
That's so funny. Well, you
Well,
mentioned,
I send you a copy. Do you need artwork for your home? Wait, let me
Gail,
show you. There's some inside shots you can choose from too.
Gail, please, could you send me a copy and could you sign it? And
Look,
this,
look at her.
Gail, she's gorgeous. Sign,
Look at her.
look at you. Look at her. I'm looking at her. I was so
Now,
excited.
this is no one asked me, but this is what I would have picked for the cover because it's yellow. It's
Oh,
yellow, my favorite color.
you look good in the yellow.
But it was fun. It was a very good experience.